Okay, guys, good evening, and I welcome you all to this Python application programming class, which has been scheduled today on 22nd of May 2020. And uh, kindly excuse today because it has been delayed by 15 minutes due to some technical issues. And as we were discussing in our previous class about using Python to parse in database and SQL. So here, this would be the completely and hands-on session. I'll be using Jupyter Notebook uh, like before, and I have created a Jupyter file by the name databases, and written a couple of codes here. These codes, I guess you're quite familiar in my previous class. So it's just a recap of my previous class. Here, since I'll be using there are so many databases present outside, database browsers outside. I'll be using SQLite database and the packages which is present in SQLite 3. So before I use methods inside SQLite 3, I'll be importing SQLite 3, and then I'll be building a connection to the server by using the method called .connect. Okay, this is just like building a connection to the server. They are using .connect as a method because the server may be located in your local directory or maybe located in other server elsewhere. Okay, so that is why they are using this .connect method. So that is present inside your SQLite package. So SQLite 3 .connect music.sqlite. So this is the database which will be created on your desktop or on your local directory where this program is present. Now I'm going to create a cursor because see you can see the cursor on the screen, which will be located or locating a particular data or a particular rows or columns. Here in this case, in this example, I'm trying to locate a cursor on a save button or on an add cell or insert cell or a cut selected cells. So this is a cursor which locates a particular point. Very similar to that, I'm going to create a cursor by using, since this is my music SQLite database which I've created. Now anything I'll be dealing with this CONN variable, which is an object which has been created with respect to your music.SQLite. Now, yeah, I'll be creating a cursor by using a method called .cursor. Okay, it's a void, will not be accepting any input function here. Now, if I want to create a table inside this SQLite database, I'm going to use the function called .execute, a method called .execute, which will execute on that cursor. Okay. Now I use .execute, that is cur.execute drop table if exists. Say whatever commands or the keywords that you see in upper cases are the keywords existing in this library package. So this uppercase are the keywords which will be accepted in your SQLite 3 package. Now drop table if exists. So if there is an existing table by the name tracks, it will be dropped or it will be simply eliminated or deleted. And here I use create table. Okay, so now if there is an existing table, it will be dropped or it will be erased or deleted. And here if this command line executes, it will create a table called tracks. Okay, here this is a sentence case. So this is my variable. So this is my variable. And tracks is a table which consists of some rows and some columns. I need to define a columns first. So I'll be calling a column by the name title, and I'll be calling the column by the name, second column by the name place. And I will allow the values to be entered inside the rows under this column as text. I will confine it to text only. whereas under place I will confine it to integer. Okay. So these are this represents a table of 2 columns with a label, title, and place. These are 2 columns, and I will commit and I will close this. So okay, I'm not committing anything here because I am not trying to insert a data to this table. So I'm not going to commit anything. I'm just simply going to close this connection. So thereby it will create a table called tracks, which consists of 2 columns, title and place, inside music.sqlite database. I hope this is clear. If I run this program, it will not give me any output. Why? Because we are not dealing with any print statements here, and we are not expecting any output here in this case, because we are just simply created table and database and with 2 columns. Okay. Yeah, in the second program, I have retained the same set of commands, set of lines from my previous program, this part. Once I have created a table, and with of course with columns, 2 columns I've created, which are title and place, and I'm going to insert some values inside these columns. Okay, I'll be using dot execute method again on the object cur dot execute. Insert into is my keyword or a function which inserts the data into tracks. So tracks is my table. Tracks is my table, and it has got 2 columns, that is title comma place. Observe, this is a type, this is of type tuples. I just look, if I look at this pairs, title and place, it looks like a tuple to me. And here values is again a keyword which are going to take multiple values. Here in this case it is 2 values, and this question mark, that is a question symbol, indicates that how many values are expected under these columns. Okay, and remember this first question will allow only the text part, that means it's of type string, and the second value with respect to place column will allow only integer type. Okay, yeah, so this was about inserting the values. And what are the values? One second. Yeah, let me just try to minimize this. Okay, what are the values now? The values are under title in first row. These are rows. Under first row, the first column, the value is thunderstruck, which is of type string. So here I am trying to update the track table by how many times I have listened to a music by label thunderstruck. Okay, I have listened to it say 200 times, and I have listened to another music of label My Way around 15 times. This is just a playlist with respect to the tracks and the title and number of times that you have listened. Okay? Number of times you have watched, if it is a video, a track. Okay, yeah. Again, after this is my second row. This is my second row, and I'll be inserting my data my way and 15 uh, respectively under these 2 label columns. And after this, I'm going to commit. See here, conn dot commit is just you're asking cursor to commit those lines, to commit the datas or insert those datas into the table. Okay, so this is the part. So this is this part of the program which creates music.sqlite database, creates a table by the name tracks and columns, 2 columns and 2 rows. Now, if I want to see how many read the data out of this table. Yes, Navin, do you have something to say?
Sir, screen clear ಇಲ್ಲ sir.
Screen share ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಅಥವಾ clear ಇಲ್ವೋ?
ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫುಲ್ ಬ್ಲರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
Oh, is it?
ಸರ್
Okay,
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
1 second. Let me just. How about previously? It was clear. Like moment we started this presentation, I think it was
ಎಸ್
clear.
ಸರ್.
It was clear. Now, when I try to minimize my screen, I think there might be some problem. Okay. How about now?
ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ಸರ್.
It's better, or like out of 10, you say 8?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್, 8.
Okay, fine. So it's not clearly visible to you. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll record this session, and if you have any further doubts, you can just watch that video on Edmodo, the recorded session video, and just let me know if you have any doubts later. Okay. I hope it's visible right now. At least some a few lines.
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಸಿಬಲ್.
Okay, fine. I'll just continue with the session then. So this is what I was discussing. I will commit these codes. I'll commit these codes. I'll commit these values, which will be inserted to the table. And yeah, here, if I want to read the data from the table, which has been created using SQLite, what I'll be doing is I'll be using again the same syntax, that is cursor.execute. But inside this, I'll be giving an input argument saying that select. Select is the keyword here. Select title. Okay, you go to the cursor. Cursor is still located to that MySQLite, that is with this music SQLite. Now this, go to title. Okay, select title, comma place. See, this is a key value. Oh, sorry, this is a tuple. So I'm asking cursor to select title, comma place, which is a tuple. From where? From tracks. Okay, so tracks is a table. From tracks, you select title, comma place. So what is there in CUR? CUR is nothing but a list of tuples. Understand? It is what? It is a list of tuples. List of tuples with the elements of title, comma place. So every time here I have created a row, which is an iterative variable in cursor. For row in cursor, I print row. So what is row now? Row is an element inside a list, whereas element is a tuple here. So every time it prints a row in cursor, which is an element here. See here, I've got the result as thunderstruck, comma 200, which is a tuple and was an element inside the list. Let me just try to print CUR. Let me see whether you may be able to understand in a better way. Yeah, see, can you see here? If I print CUR, CUR is an object which consists of a tuple. Okay, now for row in CUR, it takes out the first object. The first object is nothing but thunderstruck, comma 200. It's the first element of the list. And in the second iteration, it will print my way underscore 15. Why? Because you had simply executed or updated two rows with two values. Suppose if you want to increase the values to be updated, what you need to do? Suppose if I want to increment the column and rows, okay, the first thing you need to do is, now let me just try to comment this statement. Why? Because it's not required. I have to do what here? I have to include another column by, say, if I want to say time, and time of obviously it allows integer values. Okay, it allows integer value. Say in seconds, time in seconds. Okay, so this is my third column label, and here it has to be increased by time, because you have three columns now with three labels, and you have three values. Okay, you have three values. Okay, you have three values, and then here, if I say Now here if I say thunderstruck I have watched 200 times, which is of time, say 30 seconds. Okay. And my way I have watched, which is of say 45 seconds. Okay. Yeah. Now coming to the execution here, if you try to print row in cursor dot execute. Here you should be careful. It is title comma place only. Now you have to use time if you want to see time. Okay. If you don't want time, I just want to see what is title in place, still it will be executed. It's not a problem. But if you want to see the time also, okay, now the cursor will print thunderstruck 200 times 30 seconds. Okay. So this is how you try to insert number of rows or values into the table which will be created using SQLite. Okay. If no, I just want to see only place and time, fine, no problem. I just try to delete this and it is there. Okay, you can have only place or time. If you want both title and time only, yeah, we can just try to remove whichever is not required. You can just try to filter it out and just try to print which is required. Let me comment this because we are not using this. Where likewise, I have said select here. I can delete also. I can use delete function. Delete from tracks where place less than 100. Wherever you have the place of less than 100 values, it will be deleted from the table. Okay, now I just retained it as it is, and let me just reverse it to the original program because I'll be sharing it to Redmodo, the same Jupyter file, so that you should not get confused. So this is my program where I have tried to insert couple of rows with some elements or with some values of type text and integer. Okay. Likewise, I have insert, I have select command indicates which columns we'd like to retrieve, and we can use cursor where something we can loop through in a for statement in order to bring out or print the values. Okay. Yeah. So here in this program, yeah, this is an example of three variables where I've used three variables, and yeah, it has removed. Why? Because I've said delete from tracks less than 100, so it has removed whichever it is less than 100, the values will be removed. Okay. Earlier I had 15. My way 15 is lesser than 100, so it simply removes this line, this data. This is again another example of setting the values. Yeah, we can use, this is again delete example. I can use set here. These commands are quite similar to your previous program where I have inserted two rows with two values, and I'll print before set. Now I'll use update tracks. Update is a keyword which updates the value, and set is a keyword which sets a particular value. See here, update tracks. I'm going to update the table called tracks, and set go to place is equal to make it place value as 16, where title is equal to my way. See, remember, this is the syntax here. I am going to use this backslash in order to make sure that I am going to put this value against this playlist. Okay. So I'll be using this set place is equal to 16, where is again a keyword, title is equal to my way, and commit. So don't forget to commit. Otherwise, this database will not be updated. Okay, connection dot commit. So these are some funny print statements which will give you an external look. And cursor dot execute, select title comma place from tracks. I'm going to use row as an iterative variable, and cursor dot close, and you may see the program now. So tracks before set, it was thunderstruck 20, my way 15. But after set, you can see the change of value with respect to my way in 16. Likewise, I can use order by command in order to organize the data according to the alphabets here. So this is an example where I can order my data set with respect to alphabets. So Thunderstruck, you may order the data set with respect to the largest word also, like a couple of changes you may have to do it here. Select title, we may have to come with calculating the length of the word, then try to order it. Okay. But here I simply use select title, comma place. See, this is a tuple always. Title, comma place from tracks and order by title. See here, it is order by title. If you want to order by place, let me just check what will happen. Okay, if you want to order it by place, so I think it will get ordered by an ascending order or a descending order by default. Okay, yeah, it will be in an ascending order. See here, it was 20, 15. Now it has been ordered by 15, 20. So it has been ordered with respect to place. Or if I try to change some value here, if I make it as a Thunderstruck and then try to execute, now you may see this has been ordered by what? Place. That means a number or a digit in an ascending order. Whereas if I try to remove this place and make it as a title, now you may see the change, like it will be in an alphabetical order. Okay. Yeah. So this was about today's class. I hope you have understood this, the concept of MySQLite and databases, how we can write Python program. And thanks for joining, though it was late. I wish you all the best for your forthcoming exams. And if you have any kind of doubt, you may contact me, or you just try to post it on Edmodo. And there will be a discussion classes maybe after maybe in the next week. So I'll be sharing you the Zoom ID and codes, and just log in so that we can discuss from the beginning. And I had intentionally left a small topic which was spidering Twitter, which was a very beautiful and a very interesting topic. I've left it intentionally so that I just need to accumulate all of you so that I can discuss on that topic by taking a small example, real-time example. So let me wait for some time so that I can call all of you on same platform so that it will be explained to all on one fine day. So again, I thank you all of you for joining this session.